What up, everybody, and welcome to Baz on Blades. My name is Baz, and I talk about blades. Today, I'm going to start a new series here at Baz on Blades. We're going to call this series Why Baz Why, and it's going to be basically a question and answer series. The reason I want to do this is, as many of you know, all of my videos, all of my internet access is across my cell phone. I do not have availability of high-speed internet of any type in my area where I live, out in the rural area of East Tennessee. So everything I do is on a phone this big, guys, and it is incredibly fatiguing to do everything internet-wise on a screen that's 5 inches big. And I'm 48 years old. My eyes are starting to go, and it just kills my eyes to spend a lot of time on the phone. Now, I get questions in the comment section. I get questions at the bazonblades@gmail email address, and I need to answer these questions. I always want to be there for my viewers. And no bigger than my channel is, there's really no reason that I can't take a couple of minutes and answer some questions. But at the same time, I tend to be a detail-oriented person. I want to do a thorough explanation on a question, and it's just incredibly fatiguing to do all of that on just a cell phone. So what I've decided to do is this video series. We're going to do the Q&A on it, Why Baz Why, and I'm going to do, say, I've got 4 questions here I'm going to try to get through in a timely manner. And these are questions that have been asked me over and over and over again since I started the channel. And what I want you guys to do is, if you have a question, whether it's about knives, any aspect of knife collecting, or brands of knives, or materials, or modern knives, or repair of knives, or some firearm stuff. I'm not an expert there, but I do some research in that area. You know, if you want to ask me some personal questions, as long as they're not too personal, that's okay with me too. Just drop your questions down into the comment section, and for the next video, I'll pull those questions out of the comment section. And no question is too dumb to ask, guys. If it's something that I think that I don't need to cover, or it's been covered excessively by somebody else, I may point you in that direction, or I may just not do that. But I will try to answer as many questions as I can within time restraints and my personal knowledge, guys. I don't claim to be an expert on everything. You might ask me something I have no idea about. I'll have to go out and research it. Maybe ask somebody that's an expert. I have no problem doing or admitting that. So the first question is, I have gotten this question since I started this channel more than once, guys. If I haven't been asked this 100 times, I don't know. And that question is, Baz on Blades, why are your videos so long in length? Your videos are 20 or 30 minutes. I don't have the time to watch that. If you did 10-minute or 15-minute videos, your view count would go up and you'd get more subs. And you know what? That may very well be correct. But honestly, I don't care about how many subs I have or how many views I have, because the channel has already done better than I ever imagined, guys. Ever. And I don't make any money off this. This is not a business. This is just a YouTube channel. If I had 1 million subs and I was a pop culture star and I made my living off of this, then yes, I would be concerned about subs and view counts. But I'm not really. The main reason is the way I use YouTube personally. I use YouTube first as an information source, and secondly as an entertainment source. And while I do appreciate the entertainment value of YouTube and do take advantage of that, the #1 reason I personally use YouTube is to gather information. Whether it is on a product that I have no personal contact with but am considering purchase of, whether it is on you know, something I need to learn how to do. I need to learn how to work on something on my car. It's not a car I've ever worked on. It's not a job I've ever done. I can go to YouTube and somebody else has done it and made the mistakes, and they've made a video, and I can avoid the mistakes by doing a little bit of research. I want my videos to be so detail oriented and so densely packed with information that anybody that watches it, what they take away is, I know this knife. I want them to feel like they know that knife. 100% everything about that knife. The only thing they cannot learn in my video is how does it feel in their hands. And you know what? I typically show how it fits in my hands. So it gives people a good idea. It gives them a better chance to be a more educated purchaser, because nobody, regardless of your income level, nobody has just unlimited resources. None of us, men and women that work for a living, want to spend their money on something that they don't like. Okay, you do not want to go buy a knife and get it and you're like, I hate this thing. Man, I should have watched Baz on Blades and learned about this thing before I spent this money, because now I've got to package it back up, I've got to send it back to whatever retailer you bought it from, and it's just a hassle. Now I don't even want the knife. I don't even like knives anymore. It's too much of a hassle because I didn't watch Baz on Blades because his videos were too long. That's why I do the long videos, guys. If my videos are too long, this is what you do. You pay somebody to watch the video for you, and then to condense it down and tell you what it said in 10 minutes. I'm sure you could get somebody that would be glad to do that for $20 or $30, and I think that's a bargain. Or you could watch half the video one day, and then you could watch the other half the next day. There's an idea right there. But guys, all kidding aside, you know, there is a reason that I do the long, detailed videos, and it's not to get subs, it's not to get view counts. It is to inform people on these knives. I mean, that's the only reason, guys. I'm not showing off my collection or showing off my knowledge base because my collection sucks. And my knowledge base, as much as I know, guys, it pales in comparison to some people out there. And those are the guys that typically, they're so involved, they don't have time to get on YouTube and talk about knives. If they did, they could talk for hours and not get all their knowledge out. I just want to be as detail-oriented as possible. Now, the next question is, Baz on Blades, why aren't you reviewing such and such knife that just came out? Why don't you review all the cool new releases, you know, like so-and-so over here does? He gets every new knife that comes out and he reviews it. Well, apparently so-and-so over there is made out of money. I have a couple of reasons I don't do that, guys. The first reason is it's not financially feasible. Okay, I work for a living, I live by myself, single income household with car payment, house payment, utilities, blah, blah, blah. There's other aspects of my life that I have to invest money in. Disposable income is just like, it's just like you turn on the light and there's cockroaches in the floor and they just go like that. That's how my disposable income has to go. So I can't dedicate it all to knives. The next reason is I don't like most knives. You know what, there's, and I got to tell you, as an example, 2018 so far, we are July the 5th, 2018 is today's date. There has been less than 10 knives released this year of all the companies that I am aware of that I would actually consider adding to my collection. I just don't like a lot of what comes out. The design doesn't suit me. The size doesn't suit me, the materials, The aesthetic appeal is just not appealing to me. And as an example, I'm going to use this as an example. I was partaking in a knife pass around that was set up by another YouTube channel, and thank you to them. And they were doing a pass around of WE knives. Now, WE knives we're all familiar with. They're very high-end production knives out of China, and they are fantastically made knives. But only 1 out of 10 of their designs appeals to me at all in any way. That doesn't make them bad. It does not make them bad at all. I'm very supportive of WE Knives as a company. They are an asset to the knife world and knife manufacturing, in my opinion. But as an example, there was 2 WE knives on this pass around, and when I got them, I took them out of the box, make sure they're okay, to report to everybody else on the pass around that they had come in. Instantly, I saw one of the knives had some appeal to me, and that I would be very happy to do a review of it. The next knife, literally, I could not, there was no appeal, guys. No aspect of that knife, design, size-wise, build type, nothing about that knife appealed to me in any way. If I would have done a review on it, the only thing I could have honestly said was it's typical WE build quality. Beyond that, I would have had nothing positive to say about that knife without affecting the level of honesty that I want to have in my reviews. I do not ever want to be a reviewer that has to search for something good to say about a knife. I just don't want to be that person. I think that is disingenuous. Reviewers that do that, you can pick up on it instantly, and nobody wants to watch anything like that. If I was reviewing something, I couldn't stand it, and I was struggling to find something good to say about it, every one of my viewers would pick up on that, and it would first tarnish my reputation as a reviewer. And not that, you know, I have that much reputation, guys. But secondly, I think that rather than garner viewers and subs by rolling all of everything that comes out, I think that it would actually cost me viewers. Nobody wants to watch a disingenuous reviewer. And thank God, we all have the choice whether to click on a review video or not. If it's something we're interested in, we click on it. If it's something we're not interested in, we may or may not click on it. If I don't do a video on a knife, guess what? You don't even know it because there's no video. So it's not missed. There's always other reviewers that are doing reviews on those same knives, and these guys have, you know, 10,000 subs or 20,000 subs, and so they really reach out there, and it's not necessary for me to do a review on every knife. So there are the reasons for that, guys. Now, the next question is, and we're going to make this the last question, is, Baz on Blades, what is your favorite brand of knife? Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I am not a brand loyal purchaser. Today, what I am carrying is Prince. This is a Blurple Spyderco Paramilitary 2 in S110V blade steel. I love this knife. I like the Paramilitary too, but I'm not a huge Spyderco fan. So in my collection, what I have done is I have added the one Spyderco design that I really like. And I am like that with all brands, guys. I don't like everything that Zero Tolerance does. I don't like everything that Riot does, or Kaiser, you know, or Columbia River, or Benchmade, or Microtech, or Anybody, guys. I don't like every design that every company does, and I don't really have a favorite company. Just like one day I may really crave one type of food and the next day want something totally different. And thankfully I've been blessed enough to where I have a fairly decent knife collection with some very quality designs in it, and I can rotate through my collection. But you very seldom see more than one or two knives from any manufacturer in my collection. Like I said, this Blurple Paramilitary 2, the only Spyderco knife in my collection of about 50 knives. Now, does that make Spyderco good or bad? No. Spyderco and all the Spyderco lovers could care less what Baz on Blades personally thinks about Spyderco. They are a much beloved knife company, and there is a reason why they make a quality product. It's just that their designs don't typically appeal to me. And that the same goes for, say, zero tolerance knives. One of my favorite knives in my collection is the zero tolerance 0452 carbon fiber. I love that knife. Now, I have owned probably 6 different zero tolerance folders. And in my collection right now, I have one. And that's the 0452 carbon fiber. It is the design that appealed to me from that company. Just because I like zero tolerance does not mean I like all of their knives, and it does not make them my favorite company. Honestly, guys, if I had to think about it, I would have to break that down into more, my favorite budget knife company, or my favorite company that typically does flipper folders, or my favorite fixed blade company, or and even then, I'm not going to like everything they do, and I'm probably only going to like them as a favorite, sort of on a sliding scale, guys. There is nothing, it doesn't frustrate me. It's more, it's funny to me to see people get on the internet and say, well, the only knife I'll carry is a Benchmade. Period. That's it. Benchmade knives. Benchmade makes the best knife in the world. Benchmade! Okay, that's crazy, guys, because there's just an equal number of people out there that they're like, I wouldn't buy a Benchmade. They make crap. And I'm in between, guys. As somebody that sold knives for a living, I handled just thousands of knives, guys. Thousands and thousands of knives from every major brand that existed at that point. And you know what? It's not a cut and dry thing as far as brands go. It's not. I'm not a Benchmade fan, but there's guys, they wouldn't own anything but a Benchmade. If you said something to a Benchmade fanboy about a Kaiser knife, it doesn't matter if the quality of that Kaiser knife smokes everything that Benchmade makes. They would not even consider it. It doesn't matter. And it's not even for... it's not even for the reason of, hey, I work for Benchmade, I support Benchmade, and that's the only thing I carry is Benchmade. It's not even for a good reason like that. It's just for a closed-mindedness that pervades the knife enthusiast community. You've got the American-only guys, well, that's great. We live in America. We want to support America. I want to support American workers. If those workers and those companies are making a knife that appeals to me, if they're not, why would I buy their product? If a Chinese company is making a knife that appeals to me, why would I not buy their product? Those Chinese people, they have to eat too, and the Chinese people are not the Chinese government. And that's an actual realistic worldview. So, I don't really have a favorite brand per se. I do have like typical brands that I recommend at certain price points or certain design aspects or whatnot. but that's not to say that they're the only brand that will cover those bases. So I hope, guys, I don't know, I'm just rambling on. None of this is scripted out. Usually my reviews, I've got the info board over here, and you can see I've got everything lined out. My reviews typically cover a set number of specifications and a set structure. This is something a little different. I feel like I'm rambling on. But I hope that those questions and answers gave you a little bit of insight into the Baz on Blades channel. Me, who is the Baz on Blades channel, it's just me here. If there's anything that you want to know, just ask in the comments, guys. I love talking about knives, even if it's not something that I want to take in and review for the reasons that I gave. I'm happy to point you in the direction of somebody that I admire and respect their reviews if they are doing a review on that knife. This is a totally non-competitive world for me. I think that any sense of competition between people that do nothing but review knives on YouTube is hilarious. I do not feel competitive with any of these guys. I love all of them to death. They're great guys with common interest. So, there you go, guys. What do you think? Is this something that you want to see done again on Baz on Blades? Why Baz, why? If it is, let me know in the comments. Drop your questions in the comments, and I will try to get them covered. I'll keep a list of questions, an ongoing list, and we will roll through them as quick as we can. Try to do one of these videos every couple of weeks. And as always, thank you very much for taking the time to watch one of my extremely super long videos. God bless all of you, and we will talk to you again.